Hi guys, it's me, Veronica. It is September the 18th. So it's September 18th at 2:50. Okay, at 3 p.m. And right now, okay, it's one of the roommates.
Rock on!
That's Craig, one of the roommates. My other roommate is in the room, which you probably can't see because it's now like super sunny. But me's also in there. So hi. So what has happened to me? Guess you sprained your ankle. Yeah. Again, yeah, I know. You're already like, what? Yeah, I know. So this is how it happened. I was coming from class Wednesday night. I'm walking, and they have these trees, and the branches are really low. Well, there's these humongous spiders that live in the trees, and they build spider webs like every fucking day. You can see the spider webs, and usually I'm able to avoid them. Well, I got hit in the face with the spider web, and you know how I feel about spiders. You know I hate them with a passion, and so I'm like, So I'm like trying to move to the side as I'm wiping this off, and the sidewalk and the ground has there was a divot from where I was because I was right by this tree. Well, instead of the sidewalk being the same with the actual thing, what happened is, boom. So when I stepped off it, my ankle went as I'm trying to catch myself. So basically, I like grabbed for the tree, and then finally, I'm like, okay. After not getting the tree, I got like a lamppost. So I'm like, okay, this is not good. I also have this heavy backpack on that has my book, has books, my folders, and also my laptop. And the power source to my laptop. So I'm like, fuck. So I'm like, please don't let anything be bad. So then I tried to step on the foot, and I'm like, oh. And I see this guy coming. I see this guy coming behind me, and I'm like, I can fake it until these people leave. Maybe it'll be okay. So I tried, and I'm like, oh no, I can't walk. And so I'm like, this guy's like, are you okay? And I'm like, no. And so this girl's like coming, and they're like, oh, blah blah blah. I never got his name, but she was like, oh my gosh, are you okay? Blah blah blah. What's happening? And I was just like, yeah. I can't walk on my foot now. So they were like, oh, where we'll take you to where you live. And I'm like, I live in University Place. And they'll be like, it's fine. So I had to like put my weight on both of them. And we were like walking. And after hopping for a while, I was like, I can't do it. So they're like, okay, we'll set you down. So they set me down. And then they tried to like get cars to like stop and everything. So he and her were just like, hey, stop. Cars are slowing down. The people are looking, going, what the hell's going on? And then they drive off. And it sucked how they would do this. So we're just like standing there, and she's just like, I can't believe this. He's like, somebody's got to stop. Maybe a cab will stop. So they're trying to, like, a cab was going by. They're like, hey. They're like, what can we do? And one of them was like, hey, if we stand in the middle of the, in the middle of the street, then they've got to stop. But, there was a car that stopped, and then she was like, oh, please, can you pull back? And he's like, I don't know what happened, but, like, I don't know if that was the car or it was another car, but there was a car that was like, okay, and they drove off, and she's like, they better come back, please let them come back. And so the guys, what they did is they made a U-turn, and, like, had to drive all the way back because there's a cul-de-sac and everything. So they had to go in, like, like a roundabout, really. And so they went and came back and everything. Meanwhile, I'm just crying, like, oh my gosh, this is so horrible. I had so much stuff that I was going to do. I have class. I'm going to miss class because I ended up missing my Thursday class, which, oh gosh, I ended up missing all my Thursday classes, actually. And I'll tell you what happened with that. And so, like, oh, and I also have my hand in front because there's sun bouncing off, so you can somewhat see my face versus not. So, yeah, you're going to see a hue. You're going to see a hue for me. Yeah. So, I was just like, oh my gosh. Like, they're, like, trying to flag people, and people are still driving slowly by, and then they're leaving. They're, like, driving really fast. and she knew one of the guys who like slowly drove off, and she was like, "Hey, wait." So the guys came back and they were like, "Hi," and she was like, "Hi, da 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 da." So what they did is they put me in the car, and then the other guy got in the car, and they drove me to University Place, and then we waited because there was another guy named Kenny. There was another guy, and his name was Kenny, and he was like, "Oh my gosh, blah 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 blah. Well, we'll help you." And like I had to get up and everything, and the other guy was like, "I'll help you up." So he helped me up, and I'm like feeling so stupid, feeling so stupid. So like, don't worry about it, don't worry about it. So like and then the other guy and then Kenny were like, "Don't worry," and blah blah blah. And I got into the car, and so the other guys drove me there, and the woman and the Kenny guy were like, "Oh, we'll meet you down at University Place." Meanwhile, the guy the original guy left, so I never got to ask his name, but people were like saying, "Oh, this is my name, da 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 da." I'm trying to, learn people's names, but my foot is killing me. So we get there to University Place. We wait for them to come, and they come and everything. And like they're like, "Oh, don't worry about it, da 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 da." So then like they went and they're like, "Okay, where's your thing?" And I'm like, "It's right there." Da da da. The roommate's friend. So we came in, and then like me was just like, "Hey," because she saw both of them, and like both of them, Kenny and Veen. I know her name starts with a V. I think it's Veen. But again, the pain. And the thing is, I called the guy Kenny. Originally, I called him Shane because I thought he said Shane. No, it was Kenny. So then I was like, "Oh, I feel really bad." So like they were talking and everything. They were like, "Hi, my name's Kenny. Hi, my name's Zine." And I was just like, my leg hurts, and I'm not gonna remember anything. So they went and like told everybody where they lived and everything. So I kind of remember, but I kind of don't. Motherfucker, kind of hurts. Okay, so anyway, like yeah, that was the first day. So then they were like, "Oh, just ice it, elevate it," and like they did that and everything. And then Thursday, I woke up because they were because me and Craig were like, "Do you need to go? We're gonna see what happens. You might have to go to the hospital." I'm like, "Okay, fine." So the next day, I'm like, "I'm gonna do okay. I'm gonna do okay." Tried stepping on that fucker. It hurt like hell. So I'm like, "Yeah, we need to go to the hospital." So we went to the school doctor first, and they were like asking me if I was insured, and I thought I was. So I was like, I gave them the thing that school gave me, which was a CISI card, which is actually worth shit here. They're talking about OSHA. So that's one thing. If you really need like a thing, make sure you're covered by OSHA. I am covered by OSHA, thankfully, but the fact they gave me a card that doesn't actually do shit because it's not really helpful, I don't know. So got the OSHA thing settled. Then they were like, "Yeah, we need to make sure you didn't break it. So we're gonna actually send you to the actual hospital." I mean, it'd be better if we send you to the hospital, unless you want to go to the X-ray that's 5 minutes away from here. Wait for the X-ray, see what happens, and then come back to us, and then we look at it, and then if we deem it, like horrible, then we just take you to the hospital. So I was like, let's just go to the hospital. So I went to the hospital, and Thursday was supposed to be the drinks at Dawn's and dancing. That didn't happen. Instead, I had like 3 ibuprofens that the nurse gave me, and so then I was just like, I'm hungry, I feel sick, and then I just like, as soon as I got like, they were like, "Have some lamingtons," because like it was super hot yesterday, so they were like, "Have some lamingtons." I had them, I had water, and then all of a sudden I was like, bleh! And it was gross, and it was all over, and then we ended up getting a bucket. This bucket, which is bad. So yeah, I had to take meds, and I was like doped out and everything. I could hear people in the thing that's near us, the door that's next to us, as they were dancing and everything. But yeah, I can now somewhat walk on my foot, but not really. I've iced it once or twice, but so far I've been trying to do the foot thing that they said. It still hurts like a bitch. And they also gave me like the Ace Band-Aid, which is different from what I usually have, and they're like, "Take it off, let your leg breathe." So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna let it breathe. I think I've just been sleeping. I don't know. But it's just crazy. So yeah, that's what happened to me, and take care.